Talking about COVID, I
Yeah,
think
I was coming to that.
biggest
So how I think the audience would like to know how we have been dealing as an
right.
agency with
So
the
I
pandemic.
think that was a huge challenge for us. I mean, because it
Hmm.
came so fast, it came like a avalanche in a way. Like
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
gained its momentum, crashed into
Hmm.
Bangladesh, and then it just
Hmm.
ran a rampage through. But I
Absolutely.
think, I think, luckily for us, we have been contemplating the idea of working from home for some time
Hmm.
for some teams as
Hmm.
well. So we have this was not something new to us. We have tried this model
Hmm.
before, even before knowing there was a pandemic happening
Hmm.
in the world. We tried
Hmm.
this years before because we were always thinking as an to see what are the best methods of operating. We wanted to see, do our employees and do our teams, did they work together well if they are working off-site from a remote place. So working from
Right.
home or working remotely
Hmm.
wasn't a super new concept to us. So we had
Hmm.
some infrastructure in place. So
Hmm.
it was much easier for us to transition almost in a, what I'd say, in a few days' time compared to many other agencies or many
Hmm.
other offices
Hmm.
who needed to introduce whole new systems and processes. We had those
Hmm.
systems and processes to a certain extent in practice beforehand. So it was
Hmm.
much easier for us to switch over.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, we were one of the first offices to go completely
Agencies to
remote.
shut down.
Yeah,
Close,
yeah, yeah,
close,
yeah, yeah.
close.
Because
Just close the physical office, not shut down the company.
right,
Just close it.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Right. So work from home, we because we were very concerned about the whole coronavirus and everything, and
Hmm. Hmm.
we felt that our employees, their health concerns were a top priority
Of
for
course.
us, for
Of course.
ourselves, and for everyone, and
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
not only the people coming in, but when they're going back to their family, that's a responsibility
They're
on us as
risking.
well
They're
because
risking
they're
their
risking their
family
whole
as well.
lives and all. Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it was very critical for us. We thought that we should be going remote, and we did almost
Hmm.
very overnight almost. And
Hmm.
it in terms of work hiccup,
Hmm.
initial few days we needed to smooth out the rough edges. Obviously,
Hmm.
there were some difficulties. There was a learning almost every day, but
Hmm.
I think those prior experience that helped us big time in having a comparatively smoother transition than like many other offices or and agencies as such. Um, uh,
Hmm.
so almost all the teams, everyone was remote during that
Hmm.
pandemic time. And till date, as we are speaking on the first week of November, majority of our
Hmm.
team, except for the
Hmm.
non-essential teams, they are now still working from home. They're still working
Hmm.
remotely, aside
Yeah.
from times when we need to meet for client meetings
Hmm.
or some essential
Hmm.
work we have. That's a separate
Hmm.
thing. But all of the teams are majority of them are working from home because
Hmm.
obviously the second wave is coming again and everything. So we have to put
Hmm.
everything into consideration and everything. So yeah, so it has been a completely new experience for us, but I think it has given us a lot of opportunity to think new,
Hmm.
think fresh. A lot of the processes, a lot of the work, a lot of the
Hmm.
uh, inventions that we have done in the last few months,
Hmm.
I think we wouldn't have done if Corona
Hmm.
didn't happen. So in some sort of ways, you can say it was a sort of a blessing for us. I mean, who would have thought that working from home it was going to be a easy and viable option? So that opens up a
Absolutely.
whole
Hmm.
new question and a dimension. Do we really need such
Hmm.
big office spaces per se? I mean,
True. True. Very true.
that's a question that comes out,
Hmm.
right? I mean, many
Hmm.
offices in Bangladesh, commercial space is super expensive. We all
Hmm.
know that, and that's one of the
Hmm.
big leads that startups have to go through. So I think
Hmm.
that helps in thinking in a new approach. That okay, do we even need such a big office space? What's the function of office as such?
Hmm.
And even more things like how team building. I mean, that's another challenge that we had to face because
Hmm.
without working together, there was lack of human interaction.
Hmm.
That led to less socializing. So that was a challenge as well because, as I said, we were a very tight knit family. So yeah, so that's another challenge
So
that we have to go through.
how are we doing our meetings, the internal
Yeah,
meetings or the meetings with clients?
right.
If you could describe that a
So
little.
we, to keep in touch on a regular basis, we meet almost on a daily basis. We have meetings, multiple meetings throughout the day
Mm-hmm.
on Google Meet, or mainly through Google Meet. We
Hmm.
use the platform Google Meet, and then we have multiple
Hmm.
meetings starting from the day.
Hmm.
A morning meeting in the beginning, laying out what the task is, what the plans is. We have our brainstorming session. So almost everything that we used to do
Hmm.
offline, we have tried to transition that to online, having small
Okay.
sessions. Even for socializing sessions, we have these small get-together sessions online. We just get together and have the different chit-chats and all. And so almost everything we have tried to replicate online, but obviously you don't get the free chickens or the
No,
free
it's not the
food.
same.
It's not the same. Yeah, but still, it gives
Huh.
some sort of comfort. And
Yeah.
another thing I think we needed to do is look after the psychological impact it had on our employees as well, because this sense of isolation, sort of, because they were working in a silo, so that made them sort of lonely, feel bad, like, oh, I don't have someone, I'm without my friends, I'm without my colleagues. So that gave us the leadership team an extra responsibility to hear them out, to be more open, to be more welcoming with them, that okay, any problems you face, come up to us, let us know, and talk it out. Sort of act as an intermediary or a counselor, sort of, so that we can counsel them that no, it's gonna be fine, or all right, how we can address this problem that you're having, how we can accommodate, and that led to giving new solutions as well. So yeah, so Corona has been a tough time, but I think it helped in giving a lot of new processes and a lot of new activities as well. And
it opened our
also
minds more. Opened our minds.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's a very common joke out in the that in the digital industry as a whole, that what led to the whole digital transformation of the company, like how different companies now are forced to have a digital transformation. I mean, it was not which C was the reason for a digital transformation. Was it the CEO? Was it the CTO? Was it the CCO? Or was it Corona? So that's C. So Corona is the which forced which forced you to have a digital transformation. So that actually sort of, some businesses, yes, they lowered their spending in digital. They lost sight of why even digital was important. But I think many brands took this opportunity and they invested on their digital platforms, not just digital marketing, but on their digital assets, like building websites, building e-commerce, building the necessary infrastructure for a whole digital transformation that they would need. Because one thing we realized, at least us or any industry realized, is that this is not just one-off incidents. Such incidents might happen again. And the taste of digital transformation the consumers got for using digital tools. I think that will pave the way for a new wave of new things in the coming days. So that helped. I mean, just look at the amount of F-commerce or e-commerce solutions that have come up in the.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, whenever I'm going to Facebook and I'm seeing groups like Desperately Seeking Dhaka, Desperately Seeking Entrepreneurs, or ECAP groups, I'm seeing that every now and then everyone is starting an online business. Even people who previously had physical shops and stuff, they're now starting their own e-commerce things. So it's quite amazing. And when the dream was set, the dream of digital Bangladesh, I think that is materializing now. More at a rapid pace.
Absolutely. I think Corona obviously restricted a lot of things, but it opened up a lot of things as well. So for the digital marketing, as a being in the part of the whole digital industry as a whole, I think I'd like to look at the positive sides of Corona, in the sense that it has opened up a lot of new things, a lot of new arenas to work in. So yeah, so I think there are some good takeaways, and which is helping the industry grow, which will help the industry grow. And so as the new normal sets in, I think many more industries are coming in and plugging in and being a part of it, and are wanting to be part of the whole digital transformation. So I think we are seeing that in terms of getting many new leads for their developing their e-commerce, or developing their websites, or developing a digital solution. So we are getting new calls almost on a daily basis from different clients, and new work is rolling out in that platform in developing their e-commerce or such solutions for them. So yeah, so that's a whole new business area that we are now trying to focus on right now. Not only did these sort of new digital businesses open up, but also I think another very important aspect opened up in Corona is the human side of things. Like, as soon as Corona hit Bangladesh, we saw almost everyone trying to come forward and helping each other. I think pre-Corona, everyone was so self-consumed that we hardly thought about each other's well-being or what's happening to the people next door.
It got people together. Like, it had, like, probably I don't know when was the last time so many people got together and
and almost everyone
for
from
their common cause.
Absolutely, everyone from their platform, they tried their best to help each other out and help the society as a whole. Again, going back, one of the first people to respond to this was our Shakib bhai. He opened up his own foundation, the Shakib Hasan Foundation, and we were lucky as that was one of the first Corona-related work campaigns. We did. We developed the whole website and everything, and we were very much involved with the famous auction that he did for his bat and all. So we were involved in that campaign. So, and it, more than the monetary benefits that came out from in terms of from a Jarvis aspect, but it was more like a fulfilling for us to do as a because that was our way of contributing to the society. The fact that we were able to help give legs to that campaign and help back that campaign, I think that that made us feel good that okay, we are doing this for the greater good, and many people actually were benefited with that, as Shakib bhai used those funds to get ambulances and help flood victims during Corona as well, and many other aspects Shakib bhai used for using that foundation through his foundation channel, those funds as well. So that was a good experience for us during the Corona times. And not only that, I mean, obviously that was more of the human side of things, but we have done, as I was saying, Corona led to new campaigns for many different clients. Like I was talking about SigMed, how they rose during Corona because people were now opting to go for telemedicine consultation rather than physical consultation. So we had to devise new campaigns for SigMed, and we did a round of PR campaigns for them. We got them out. We started utilizing television networks in getting our news out there about SigMed. And we also did a very interesting campaign at the very beginning of Corona times, where we had a digital Corona symptom checker. So anyone who wanted to do check if they have any symptoms of Corona, they could just log in and answer some simple questions, and then find out if they have any possible symptoms and what was the next step that they could do and all. So that was also a very interesting campaign we did. And also recently we have been doing a new campaign for our burger pains, where we realized one of the key insights was people are utilizing this this free time to a certain extent, working on their dream projects. So many people, they were thinking about redoing their houses and all. So now they are interested in repaint their house, and also how can they do that without the help of any painters or someone. How can they do it by themselves? That's something that we are trying to do now. We are working on a campaign on that front as well. So yeah, so Corona gave rise to very new, interesting work and a lot of new thinking for us. Yeah.
Right.
আচ্ছা, আমার মনে হয় আমরা তো প্রায় সব পয়েন্টই Okay, so basically by essential workers we mean like people who need to come to office and use the office space or the office assets. So that's how we determine who are the essential workers, and once we determine that yes, this person needs to come to office, then we take the approval from the management, and then we ask them to come over. And in terms of the standard precautions that we have taken is having sanitizers everywhere in the office and sanitizing the office space, cleaning the desks and the office equipments with proper sanitizers and everything, and
keeping
having
distance,
multiple social distancing inside the office. We have gaps between each workstation, definitely a mask on policy during the office, while entering the office and all. So and temperature checks is done at the entrance as well. So the standard procedures are all taken. We encourage employees to use different transportation, personal transportation, and try to avoid public transportation to them to the best of the ability. And also another essential category that we use to determine if the person is essential is if they need to go and visit a client meeting. That's so if a client calls on, we try first to get the meeting done on virtually, but if there are some meetings which we need to go and have personal meetings, so then we go and have those meetings personally as well. And while we're doing those meetings, definitely we never take the masks off, so definitely a mask on policy is strictly in place. And we go to the meetings separately, not as a whole team, and then we meet in the client premises, and also have the sanitizers as well with us, and try to avoid touching and everything. So yeah, these are the basics that we are trying to implement, and obviously it's a constant learning actually for us, and I think for everyone. I think it's a constant learning on how to safeguard ourselves and how to be safe from this whole situation. So oftentimes we were so dedicatedly working for our clients and so bogged down with the work of our clients that we figured out, oh hey, our website needs to be updated, some information is outdated or something. That was, I think, that was a very important factor to show that how to set a culture. We talk about how what's the culture of your organization. I think that's one of the cultures that we wanted to establish, that instead of having just a loud voice without having something on behind you, we rather wanted to have our work speak volume. And so that's why I think we focused, all our employees also believed in that same aspect as well, that no, we need to do more work, and then that work will speak itself for
we can promote others' work. We can promote those brands' work, and then people would see that okay, this agency did that work. So that is also we are promoting the brand, and we are also promoting ourselves as well. So that's the direction we took. We have been taking all these years. But just for all the viewers, our current website is updated, and our page also gets updated regularly.
We have taken it as a very important action point that we do update these right now. Because why I said I agree to a certain extent. I mean, we focus on doing the client work, obviously, but I think obviously it's very important as well to do your own promotion as well, because you should be talking about what you're doing, because if you're not, because that's what essentially marketing is, and if we are not marketing ourselves, then it doesn't make
that's very important. It's very important that people also associate a face with the brand. Right. I'm sure you would agree
Right.
with me, because if you have someone influential working with you, someone whom everyone knows and stuff, it goes a long way in improving your chances in surviving in this industry. And that's the age we live in right now. The age of influencers. That's what I call it.
Yeah. True. So, and this actually this is not only very important for promoting to clients, but also this helps bring in talents as well. Because if you're not promoting yourself on, then the people who are, when we put out a job circular, they wouldn't know where am I applying to? What do these guys do? Because for nowadays, the young talents, the first thing they do is go to the company's Facebook page or their website. They do some research on their own, and they like to work in a very young, creative-driven environment. And if they see that this place is just dull and boring, they wouldn't want to come and work together. But in reality, we are not dull and boring. We are a pretty energetic bunch.
Not at all.
We are a pretty energetic bunch. I'm sure our team members would agree to this. So yeah.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
Yeah. Comment below if you guys agree. So and actually that's very important as well. Working in such a hectic
it is stressful. It is very stressful. It can be very stressful being part of an agency, and
with the volume and the deadlines.
Absolutely. The deadline. This is the deadlines are deadlier than the projects we did in our universities, man.
And the expectations, to get a Titanic in the budget of in the budget of Artificial water transport, maybe.
something like that. That's a common saying in advertising.
Right.
Shoestring budgets.
Shoestring budget. So I think that's so it's very important to have a very fun culture and a very open, free-flowing culture, so that everyone can speak their mind, everyone can be themselves. We encourage that very, very much. We are very open to ideas. If we are not we don't want to be an agency we are the boss, I'm telling you this, or we know everything. There are many a times that I have laid out a plan, and then my team members from different teams, they have come up and said, I think this plan is not going to work. Why don't we try this? So we are open to very discussions, challenges. We're challenging each other all the time. So we like to have work through fun and create.
And it's important that they take ownership, right? It's important the employees, they take ownership and they're proactive about what they're doing. I think that's the culture we have been trying to set in Jarvis for the last 6 years.
I think a key standout is how the way we treat our interns. Oftentimes, interns, even myself, when I worked as an intern, I found myself just to be doing the photocopies or something, right? So I think instead of having just interns who do photocopy work, I think it's we try to put value to the time that they are giving to us, and we entrust them with the work that we would entrust anyone else, because we believe, be it an intern or be it someone else who's working as a full-time, the reason that they are there in that role is because they are capable of doing the work by themselves, with guidance, obviously necessary guidance from the top team. So we are very, very free on that aspect, that we open to new ideas, open to suggestions, we're giving arguments and all. So, and at the same time having some fun at work as well, fun through different games and activities or whatever we're doing.
I think another factor in making the interns do more work like the full timers is that we see them as a potential asset for the future. They can they can end up joining Jarvis as a full timer, and they can be that golden egg that we have been looking for. Something like that's always the intention. When we are hiring interns, that one of them might turn out to be a superstar.
Agreed. Whenever we are hiring a new intern, we always keep in mind that this person may go on to be a long-term asset. We do not just hire him for that session or that short time that, okay, we just hire him for this low-paid worker or something like this. We try to invest in him for the long term so that he works his way up the organization and everything. So I
think I'm very proud of Jarvis in that way, that we have always been investing a lot in our employees, because we have been teaching Adnan specifically. He has taught a lot of them good graphic designing, good templates, and you have been teaching them the planning part, content, and skill development. We have been doing a lot of that, I think, ever since Jarvis started. And This is my personal opinion, that I'm very proud of you guys, that you guys have been doing that for the last so many years.
Well, thanks. No, thanks for that. Basically, I think it's very critical for organizations to invest in terms of skill development for their employees, and I think it gives. I mean, not only when they're working here in Jarvis, for Jarvis, even we have seen our employees going to the big agencies or different corporate houses and making good names and good waves over there.
Oh yes, and that's the part I forgot to brought up. Our employees have all moved on to the past ones. They've all moved on to really big agencies or companies.
Yeah, I mean, almost.
Mashallah, they're doing very well.
Yeah, almost anyone who has been in Jarvis, we have never held back in passing on the knowledge to them, that they'll go away. We are more than happy to give the knowledge to them. We empower them with the knowledge, we empower them with the skills, and with that, if they are able to get a better opportunity, we are also very happy for them, actually.
We are not one of those bosses who would no, you can't leave me, I'll never let you grow or stuff. We are not like that.
No.
So that's another good aspect of Jarvis. So
yeah. They haven't given us a life bond or something. So it gives us immense pleasure to see them grow in their own field, in different organizations, be it in this country or abroad. Our team members, they're now across. I mean, some are working in Canada, some are here working in the big agencies in Bangladesh. So that speaks a lot, and I think that also helps us grow our brand value, because when someone's hiring them, they know that, this guy is from Jarvis and he's such a good talent. That means Jarvis has good talents working for them. Jarvis is a talented bunch of people. So that helps us, I think, get a good word out as well. In terms of having that's a marketing as well, essentially.
Absolutely.
Right. But
so we actually have been promoting ourselves, but we are not really aware how we have been doing that, right?
Through different means.
But we weren't really aware that we have been promoting ourselves. But as you said, now that I think of it, we have been promoting ourselves. Just not through Facebook.
Maybe. But these were the stepping stones of obviously every year was about expansion. Every year was about growth. Every month was about growth. And Alhamdulillah, I think we have done pretty decent up till now, in the sense that we have our original founders we are all in it still together. We haven't required any external investment as such. We have been growing 100% by ourselves.
We have not killed each other. We have not killed each other.
We have had very tough arguments, very rough arguments, but those are part of the game. Those are part of the game.
Absolutely. And you need people having different opinions working together, I think. I think it's quite healthy for an organization.
Absolutely, and not only just among the partners, I think even among, as we were talking about the team, I think one of the key factors in team building is hearing out each other. I talked about how we hear ideas about work, but essentially we also hear ideas about how the organization needs to be built. Every employee at Jarvis almost is, even an intern or even like our office admin, they're open to give us new ideas on how and what they feel is required for the organization to grow. We often have these joint sessions together where we talk about what are the development areas, what we need to do, what's the feedback, what feedback do they have on certain policies, is this policy, do they see it as employee friendly, do they think this will add value, what assets they think is required to grow. So we often have these, we try to be very transparent with our team. So this actually I think is a very important factor as well, to grow to grow a very family culture in the team. I think one of the reasons why the employees prefer to stay back, we oftentimes feel that, oh, it's just the money. Obviously, money plays a big factor, but
of course,
aside from the money, I think it's the relationship you have with each other. And since we have, we try to build a very family environment among our employees, with with everyone. So I think that helps us really big time in creating a sense of belongingness, and brings us closer to each other, and helps get the work done as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
so we expanded to Dubai, right? Last year we moved to
so
we had an office in Dubai now.
Right. That was one of the new expansions that we had. Aside from the client side of things, where we have been expanding, one of the new dreams that we wanted to see is going beyond borders and crossing the boundary as well. So we went to Dubai. We tied up with an agency in Dubai as well, Tonix Digital Media Agency, and we have been working with them. So that has been a good partnership as well, where we have forged, and we are now looking after many different clients in Dubai with one of the largest car review websites or automobile review websites, Drive Arabia. That's one of the top websites, and we attended to mark our beginning as well. We attended the GITEX fair, which happened last year. Obviously, we were supposed to be attending this year as well, but obviously we all know, due to COVID and everything, all these events got cancelled out and all. So we couldn't end up going there, and also, but that's one of the strategic expansions that we took, and we are very excited to explore this market, because we believe that market is the whole UAE market and all. It's just pretty wild, because they have a lot of they want to try out new things and all.
It's quite untapped, right? It falls in the untapped category, does it? Or they're quite ahead?
Yeah, they're quite a lot ahead as well. So that's another thing that we are getting to learn a lot. So a lot of knowledge sharing is happening as well, that we are getting to learn many new things from them, because that market is quite advanced compared to the Bangladesh market as well. So a lot of new learnings for us. The local team in Bangladesh, they're learning a lot of new things as well. Plus, it gives us the chance to do new things and implement the learnings that we are having. So so Dubai operations, I think, is a pretty exciting one, and our partner over there, it's definitely one of the more exciting expansions that we are having and implementing right now. So